Chapter 37. Okay, everybody, I'm gong on vacation on the 1st of July, so I'm either gonna end the fic or update it in weeks. Fangs one. Oh yeah, and prep stop flamin' saw story. Raven Fangs forward to help see a girl after vacation. Darko's point of view, lol. Vampire and I chained hair grid to the floor. Oh me fucking Satan, Enemy said. She was so hot. Maybe I could use amnesia potion to make Satan fall in love with me faster. But you are so sexy and wonderful anyway, Tata, said Vampire. Why would you need it? Haha, no. Don't use amnesia potion on Satan. You're so sexy. To make everything go faster, lol, I said Enemy. But you won't have to do it with him or anything, will you? I asked jealously. OMFG, you guys are so scary, one said Brittany, a fucking prep. Shut the fuck up, one said Willow. Okay, well anyway, let's go to Professor Trevelry's room. Draco, Ebony, and I went to Professor Siniater's room, but Professor Sinister wasn't there. Instead, Tom Ridd was. Oh, hi fuckers, he said. Listen, I got you some cool new clothes. I took out the clothes from the bag. It was a gothic black leather miniskirt that said 666 on the back. Black Stilton boots, blood red fishnets, and a black corset. OMG, Fangs, I said, hugging him in a gothic way. I took the clothes in the bag. Okay, Professor Sinister isn't her. What the fuck should we do? Asked Draco. Suddenly he looked at a sign on the black wall. Oh my fucking Satan one, I screamed as I read it. On it said, everyone Professor Sinister is away. She is too gothic, she is an Ascabian now. Classes shall be taught by Dumbledore, who is back, but he shall not be principal for now. Sincerely, Professor Rumbridge. OMFG, I shouted angrily. How could they do that, one? Suddenly, Dumbledore came. What the hell are you dong in my office? He began to shoot angrily. Suddenly, I saw Morty McFly's black Tim machine. I jumped seductively into it, leaving Draco and Vampire. Suddenly, I was back in Tim. I looked around. It was Professor Slutborn's Ephes. I sneaked around. Suddenly I saw a Damnesia potion on his desk. It was black with blood red pentagrams in it. It was the shape of the cross. I put it in my pocket. Suddenly the door opened. It was Professor Slutgorn. OMG, what are you doing, fucker? He shouted angrily. I don't know what the fuck you are doing, I shouted angrily. Oh, sorry, I was just looking around because I thought it was class. You said, finally hoping he couldn't see the potion in your pocket. Oh, okay. You can go now, said Professor Slutborn. You went to the conmen room after putting on my clothes. Silas, Samaro, and Snap were there, practicing Vampires Will Never Hurt You by MCR. Oh, hi, you guys, I said seductively. Where's Satan? Oh, he's coming, said Sirius. BTW, you can call me Hades now. Suddenly, Satan came. He was wearing a smexy black leather Jackson, black Congress shoes, a Slipknot t-shirt, and a black tie. Okay, I will see you guys at the concert, I said, and then I went with Satan. Chapter 38. What does everyone think if I end the strawberry and then I add some more to it after vocation? Oh yeah, as in prep stop flaming. If you do not like that story, then take my quiz, okay? Then you will see if you're gothic or not. Satan and I walked to his car. It was a black car with pentagrams all over it. On the license plate said 666. Just like Draco's car. I went in it seductively. Stan started to drive it. We talked about Satanism. LOL, he was named after Satan. Cutting, music, and being gothic. Oh my Satan, Gerard is so fucking hot, Volksmort agreed as we smoked some weed. Cause bi guys are hot, they're so sensitive, I loved him, LOL. Goes, fucks a bi guy. LOL, I totally decided not to commit suicide when I heard, hi Lena, I said in a flirty voice. Hey Satan, do you know the cure for when people are addicted to Volksmort serum? Well, he thought, I think you have to drink vampire blood. Suddenly, Volksmort parked the car behind a black movie theater. Satan and I walked outside. We went into the movie Tether, where they were showing The Exorcist. In it, a boy and a girl were doing it. Suddenly, a serial killer came. Satan and I laughed at the blood because we're sadists. While Satan was watching the movie, I had an idea. I took Satan's gothic black Nightmare Before Christmas cigar sexily from his pocket and put some amnesia potion in it. I put it back in his black Emil the Strange bag. Satan turned around and started to smoke it. Black clouds with red pentagrams in them started to fly around everywhere. OMG, Satan said, jumping up. I gasped because I was afraid he noticed. Enobi, guess what? I knew that the amnesia had worked. Amnesia potion has not been invented yet, so it will not work, he said. Too bad, because I wanted to use some on you. Cool. I raised my eye suggestingly. And then he talked of my cloves sexily, and we started to make out. I talk of his shit. He had six-pack just like Gerard Way. We Frenched. Excuse me, but you are going to have to leave, 111, shooted the lady behind us. She was a prep. Fuck you, I said. Suddenly, I attacked her, sucking all her blood. No, she screamed. All the preps in the theater screamed, but everyone else crapped. Cause Satan and I locked so cute together. Satan and I started to walk outside. Fuck preps, fuck preps. Zome G, how did you do that? Voldemort asked in a turned-on voice. I'm a vampire, I said as we went into the car. Seriously? He gasped. Yeah, seriously, I said, drinking some beer. Satan started to drive the car. I smelled happy. It's too bad we didn't get to see the rest of the movie, don't you think? Yeah, I said as we kissed passively. Satan parked in a black driveway next to the place where Draco and I had watched GC for the first time. We went inside where Marilyn Mason was playing and started to mosh, lol. Anti-people, now you've gone too far. Jesus Christ superstar, screamed Marlon on the stage. We did the devil fingers. I started to dance really close to Satan. He was so schmexe one. He looked at me all emo with his gothic red eyes, and he looked exactly like Mikey Way. I almost got an orgasm. Suddenly Marilyn Mason stopped singing. I would like to present X Black X Tier X11, he said. I ran on stage. Lucy and Samaro, Snap, and Hades were there. They started to play their installments. I got on Stag. Well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say, I sang. I don't own the lyrics to that song. My voice sounded like a pentagram between Amy Lee and a girl version of Gerard Way. Everyone clapped. Satan got an eructation. I'm not okay, I sang finale. Suddenly Lucian started playing the song wrong by mistake. OMFG, yielded James. What the fuck? Whoops, I'm sorry, said Lucian. You fucking asshole. Ashhole, James shouted angrily. You guys are such preps, Snap said. Come on, it was a mistake. Yeah, it's not his fault, 1-1, said Sirius. No, he ruined the fucking song, 1, yelled Samaro. You guys stop, 1-1, I showed Toad angrily, but it was too late. They all began to fight. Suddenly Samaro took out his knife. OMG, OMFG, no, 1-1, shouted Lucan, but it was too late. James tried to shoot off his arm. And then, I jumped sexily in front of the bullet. No, 111 yielded everyone, but it was too late. Suddenly everything went black. Chapter 39. LOL, someone has taken my account over. I am a trolling genius. LOLs. Disclaimer, I do not own the HP series and I am not the real XX Bloody Wrist 666XXX. Author's note, I am an extremely immature, pathetic, idiot girl, I know. Out of boredom, I cracked this girl's passy for fun, and it took less than 8 minutes to do it too. And will probably get in a shitload of trouble, which I probably deserve because I'm being a troll right now. Meh, and I present to you my crappy part in this story. And take note, I haven't even finished reading this fic yet, but instead skip over to skim chapter 38. Flame, laugh, do whatever you want, preps. I, the American retail-wearing British vampire Sue, cough up blood. Satan kneeled down beside me. No! Don't die! So this is someone else who has hacked their account and is now writing their own part of the fanfiction. I gave him a rueful smile. I'm sorry. It's something I had to do to fulfill my duty as the noble gothic Mary Sue. Satan sobbed. I love you, Ebony. I love you too. I'll see you in hell, I mumbled, already finding my surroundings fading to black. Bull Uddy Mary Smith suddenly popped into the room for no apparent reason. She frowned when she realized the room was oddly quiet, but at the sight of Ebony's lifeless body, she screamed. Her face became pale with horror. She screamed for the healers, Dumbledore, McGoogle, and every single gothic person she could think of. Suddenly, a glow started to surround the body of Ebony. Everyone stared in shock. Her body started to lift ever so slowly, and then, to everyone's shock, it started to incinerate. When everyone realized what was happening, they rushed over to try to rescue the body, but it was too late. The suit became nothing more than a pile of ashes. A loud resounding of everyone bellowing, "No!" filled the room. A flash of white light from the ashes then started to bounce around the room. Everyone cowered in fear and were temporarily blinded. When it was all over, things changed. All of the silly goth clothes dropped from everyone's bodies. Author's note, I will refuse to explain how the hell that happened. And, in their place, clothes the characters would normally wear in canon appeared on their bodies. When everyone got over the shock of being free of the gothic power, everyone cheered. Everyone started singing Ding Dong, the Sue is dead. Well, that is, until all the HP characters realized the true implications of becoming more canon-like again. All the characters who were supposed to be dead fell to the floor, their bodies cold and lifeless. Harry and Voldemort started dueling. On the left side of the two, the battle of the light side and the dark side were reaching a climax. And, because the replacement author also likes to screw around with canon, Draco and Hermione fled the scene and got married. Meanwhile, down in hell, Ebony shed a single tear because of her current situation. A situation that would live on for all eternity, or at least until the end of fanfiction time. She lost it all, but she knew she had to remain strong. Nothing would ever break her down. She looked down over her pale body and frowned. Where are my emo clothes? She asked herself in confusion. And then it occurred to her. For her shirt, she was wearing a bright pink polo with a little seagull on the right or left, I can't remember, side. Below that, she was wearing a denim miniskirt with a destroyed look on it. Paired underneath that skirt were leggings with a little moose at the bottom. And then Ebony realized, on her shoulder, she was carrying a pretty bag with an eagle on it that said, "Live your life," written all over the bag. Ebony suppressed the urge to scream. Here she was decked out in clothes prepped to the extreme, wearing stuff from Abercrombie & Fitch, American Eagle, and Hollister. Panicked, Ebony hastily tried to take off the Hollister polo, but underneath it, there was another Hollister polo underneath. Ebony frowned and looked under her shirt. All she saw was a bra underneath. Dare I point out it's from the Aerie line, available at American Eagle? Ebony tried to remove the shirt again, but to her frustration, there was yet again another polo to replace it. This is illogical and does not make any sense, Ebony bellowed out into the air. She failed to see the irony in her statement, how hypocritical her words were, saying as she was practically calling the kettle black here. Ebony slit her wrist and mumbled to herself, "Oh my god." And crapfic. Author's note, oh yeah, if you want to see the original content this chick had planned for this chapter, I accessed it through the document manager thingy, which I copied and pasted so you can read it here. Might as well let the whole world see what the real Tara wanted to show us. Have a nice day. Chapter 40. Author's note, shut the fuck up, preps, get a life. You suck. Oh, and from now on, I'll be on vacation in England until like August, so I won't be able to update for a while, LOLs. Thanks to everyone who reviewed, except the preps who flamed. Fuck you, MCR Rule 666. I woke up in Denorse's O-face in a special gothic coffin. Hagrid was into bed opposite me in a coma, cause Vampire and Draco had bet him up. Mr. Norris was cleaning the room. Oh, me Satan, what happened? I screamed. Suddenly Volksmort came. He looked less mean than usual. Get the fuck out, you fucking bastard, I yielded. Thou hath not killed Vampire yet, he said angrily. Suddenly he started to cry tears of blood, all selective. Volksmort? OMG, what's wrong? I asked. Suddenly, Lucian, Professor Sinister, and Sirius came. Bloody Mary and Vampire were with him. Everyone was holding black boxes. Volksmort disappeared. OMFG, Ennaby, you're alive, screamed Vampire. I hugged him in Bloody Mary. What the fuck happened? I asked him. Oh my Satan, am I like dead now? I gasped. Ennaby, you were almost shot, said Sirius, but the bullet could not kill you since you were from another time. But fangs anyway, said Lucian, holding out his arm. I gasped. He had 2 arms. OMFG, I can't believe Vampire's dad shot you, I gasped. Well, to be honest, Snap was possessed by Snap back then, said James. Yeah, he was a spy, seriously said sadly. He was really a death dealer. And he was a fucking poser too, said Lucian. He didn't even really know who GC were until I told him. Well, anyways, everyone started to give me presents. I was opening a black box with red 666s. There was a DVD of Corpse Bride in it, with 666s on it when I gasped. Mr. Norris looked up angrily because he hated goths. Hey, has anyone fucking seen Draco? I said gothically. No, Draco told me he would be watching Hose of Wax, said Professor Trevelry. He doesn't know that you're better. Anyway, Norris said you could get up. Come on. I got up suicidally. Lucian, Sirius, and Professor Sinister left. I was wearing a black leather nightgown. Under that, I had on a sexy black leather bra trimmed with black lace, with a matching thong that said Gothic Girl on the butt, and sexy fishnets that hooked onto my thong. If you gon' Don't get the idea, message me, I'll tell you. I put on a black fishnet top under a black MCR shirt, a black leather mini with black lace and Congress shoes. I left the hospital's wing with Bloody Mary, Willow, and Vampire. OMFG, let's celebrate, gasped Willow. We can go see Hose of Wax with Draco, giggled Vampire. Let's go listen to GC and cut ourselves, 666, said Hermione. We opened a common room door sexily, and then I gasped. Draco was there doing it with Snap. He was wearing a black t-shirt with 666 on the front and baggy jeans. You fucking prep, we all yelled angrily. Yeah, you betrayed us, shooted Vampire angrily as he took out his black gun. No, you don't understand, screamed Draco sexily as he took his thingy out of Snake's. No, you fucking suck, you preppy bastard, said Willow, trying to attack him. You right, girl. I ran suicidally to my room and I sexily took his steak out. Smelled like the food. Enemy, no, screamed Draco, but it was too late. I had slit my wrists with it. Suddenly everything went black again. Sincerely, an anon author who will silently not reveal her identity because she's a coward. AKA, just a troll with rocks for brains. Chapter 41. Author's note. To everyone who keeps flaming dis, gets life. I bet you probably oughtn't know who Garrod Way is. You're probably all preps and posers. Anyway, someone hacked into me account in November and they put up my last chapter. But now there is a new one. I'm sorry for not updating while I've been really busy. I'm trying to finish Dust Story before the new movie comes out. I'm gone on vacation for months. Mons. I won't be back until about 2 weeks. OMFG, Draco is so hot in all the pics for the new movie. I wanted them to put a cameo by Geord Way, lol. He said play Draco. If you flame, I'll slit my wrists, 1-1. Raven, you rock girl, have fun in England. When I woke up, I was in a strange room. I looked around. I was wearing the same outfit I had when Is performed with X Black X Tier X 1-1. I looked around confusedly. It was Denorse's office, but it looked different. On the wall was a pic of Marilyn Manson. Just imagine that he is an 80s gothic band too, okay? Because he is more old than Panic at the Disco or MCR. There was also a gothic Black Beatles calendar with a picture of the Beatles wearing eyeliner and black clothes. On it said 1980. OMFG, I'm back in Tim again, I screamed loudly. Suddenly Satan, this is actually Voldemort for photo reference. Voldemort was wearing a black leather jacket, black tight jeans, and fishnet pants. He looked so sexy, I almost had an orgy. OMFG, Ennaby, are you okay? He asked gothically. Yeah, I'm okay, for your information, I snapped sexily. OMG, am I dead? Because I remembered I had jumped in front of the bullet from James' gun. I also remember seeing Draco doing it with Snap. I guess that when I had slit me wrist, I had went back in time instead of dying. I know I could go forward in time if I found a time toner or the Tim machine. No, you're not dead, Satan reassured suicidally as he smoked a cigarette sexily and smoke came all over his face. You are a vampire, so you can't die from a bullet. Come on now, let's go see how Harry's dad is doing. I know that the real reason I didn't die from the bullet was because I was from the future. WTF, James almost shot Lucius, I said indigoly. I knew that James had really been possessed, but I didn't want him to know I knew. Yeah, I know, but he had a headache, he was under a lot of stress, Satan reasoned evilly. I guess that's okay, I said, because James hadn't really shot Lucian. Also, I know that Lucian would now have 2 arms instead of 1. I walked seductively outside with Satan. Suddenly, I saw a totally sexy gothic bi guy 1-1. He had bleached blonde hair with black streaks up to his ears, and he was wearing gothic black eyeliner, a black Green Day shirt. It showed Billy Joel with blonde hair since it was the 80s, black Congress shoes, and black baggy pants. He walked in all sexily like Jared Way in the video for I Don't 3 You Like I Did Yesterday, and you could see a black tear on his face, like the women in that video. Hey, he said all quietly and gothically. Who the fuck is that? I asked angrily, because I did not know him. This is Hedwig, said Volksamort. He used to be an X Black X Tier X 2, but he had to drop out because he broke his arm. Hey, Hedwig, I said seductively, even though I was not trying to be. LOL, hi, Ennaby, he answered, but then he ran away because he had hair of magical creature. He was humming Welcome to the Black Parade under his breath. I know that is not 80s, but pretend it is okay. Bye, I said all sexily. That was Hedwig. He used to be my boyfriend, but we broke up, Satan said sadly, looking at his black nails. OMFG, I can get you back together, I said, fingering something I didn't know was in my pocket. A black cute is what we aim for. Cydio iPod that I could take videos with. Does anyone else know about them? They kick ass. Okay, you can forget about your class for now, Hedwig. I'm going to show you something great. I led them to the Great Hall. Come on, you guys. Lucy and James and Sirius and Snake were all in the Great Hall. Lucian wouldn't talk with James because he had tried to shoot him. Go fuck yourself, you fucking douche, he shouted at him. Draco is never going to be friends with Vampire now. Yeah, go fuck yourself, Samaro. Snape agreed, but I know he was lying because it had been his fault James had almost shot Lucian. Be quiet, you guys, I said sexily. Me plan was working oot great. Now I could make Voldemort good without doing it with him. Now Vampire's dad would never die and... Okay, Satan and Hedwig, you guys can start making out, I said, and I started to film them with the iPod. Cool, said Sirius, as Voldemort and Hedwig started to make out sexily. We watched as Today started to take each other's clothes off sexily. Samaro, Sirius, Snake, and Lucian all watched because they were probably bi. I know Snape was bi. Oh my fucking god, Voldemort, Voldemort, screamed Hedwig as his Glock touched Voldemort's. But suddenly everything stopped as the door opened and in came Dumbledore and Mr. Norris. Chapter 42, Author's Note. OMG, the new book is coming out really soon. I can't wait, 1111. I think that Snap will be really the same person as Voldemort because they are both half-blood. So that will explain why he killed Dumbledore and he hated Harry. And then Harry will have to commit suicide, so Voldemort will die because he will really be a Horcrux. OMG, I hope Draco and Harry get together. That will be so schmexy, won't it? If they don't, then JKR is homophobic. Close. Thanks for the help with facts, Medusa, you rock. I sat depressedly in Dumbledore's office with Hedwig, Satan, James, Sirius, Snap, and Lucian. Dumbledore was sitting in front of us cruelly. He looked more young than he did in the future. He had taken the iPod away and was now listening to a shitty Avril Lavigne song. What the hell is this anyway? He cackled meanly. I hope he didn't find out that I was from another time. Whatever you do, don't blame Ebony, you jerk. Satan said. Yeah, seriously. She was trying to get Satan and Hedwig back together, Seriously said deviantly. Be quiet, you Satanists, Dumbledore cockled. If you're lucky, I'll probably send you all to Akazaban. That will teach you to copulate into Great Hall. He changed the song on the iPod to an NSYNC song. Suddenly I noticed something strong about the iPod. It was slowly changing. Dumbledore didn't notice. You fucking poser, I muttered. I bet you've never heard of GC, James said. No, I knew what the iPod was changing into. Morty McFly's Tim Machine. Shut up, Jones, Draco's dad shouted. Yeah, shut up, Snake said preppily. No, you shut up, Dumbledore, said Tom. I've had enough of you Satanists in my school, shouted Dumbledore spuriously. Suddenly, I grabbed the iPod from him. Everyone, jump in before it's too late. I jumped into it. But only one other person jumped in. It was Satan. You dunderhead, screamed Dumbledore wisely as we went. I looked around. I was in the Slytherin con men room with Satan. I was wearing a black plaid miniskirt with hot pink fishnets, a sexy black MCR corset, and black stiletto boots with pink pentagrams on them. My earrings were Blake Satanist sins, and my raven hair was all around me to my mid-back. Hey, cool, where is this? He asked in an emo voice. This is the future. Dumbledore's iPad that he tried to take away from me was really also a Tim machine, I told him. Cool, what's an eye patch? He whimpered. It's something you use to listen to music, I yacked. FG, cool. Wait, what's a 4-letter word for dirt? He asked in his sexy voice. I guess sand, I said confusedly. Yeah, I was just trying to make sure you were still the same person, he triumphantly giggled. Suddenly, some of my friends walked in. OMG, you're fucking alive, said Ginny, wearing a black leather jacket, black baggy pants, and a gothic black from first to last shirt. I explained to her why I was alive. Konnichiwa, bitch, said Willow. She was wearing a black corset showing off her boobs with lace all around it and red stitches on it. With it, she was wearing a black leather miniskirt, big black boots, white foundation, black eyeliner, red eyeshadow, and black lipstick. Hey, motherfucker, said Diablo with his red hair. He was wearing a black Panic at the Disco shirt, ATD t-shirt, and black baggy pants. Hey, who's that, Ebony? Bull Mary questioned as she walked in wearing a black t-shirt with a red pentagram on it, with lace at the bottom, red let her pants, with black lace and black stilettos. Oh, it's Satan, I told her, and she nodded, knowing the truth. Suddenly, Satan started to cry. Are you okay, Satan? We asked concernedly. Oh, MFG, you're from the future. What if you don't like me anymore, 'cause we're from different times, he asked. No, I still like you, I said sexily to him. Okay, he said reassuredly. I let him listen to Teenagers by MCR on my iPod while I was about to go outside to find some fangs. I gave Diabolo a signal to keep Satan occupied. Satan fell asleep. I took the iPod. I was about to walk outside. Professor Sinister ran in. She was wearing a gothic black mini dress with depressing black stripes, white and black striped tights, and red Converse shoes. She was wearing lots of black eyeliner. Oh my fucking god, where's Draco? How did Snap get back here? I thought he was in Azerbaijan, I asked sadly. Ebony, I was so worried about you, but I know you can't fucking die because you're a vampire. Snape came back because that girl Brittany freed him. I never liked her. She was a bad student, Trevelry said reassuredly. That bitch 1-1. Did she also free Hagrid and Lupin? I shouted angrily. I hated Brittany because she's a fucking prep. Yes, they are on the loose at this school. Dumbledore is back. Cornelia is on his way to help everyone. Tell everyone you see to lock themselves in their con man room, Trevelry said worriedly. Okay, but where's Draco? How come he was doing it with Snap? I don't know why, but I know he almost tried to commit suicide after he saw you almost kill yourself, she said. OMG, that's terrible. I gasped. Satan was still asleep, so he couldn't tell what was going on. Then I said, listen everyone, I have something impotent to do. An hour, everyone stay. With that, I ran out. Good luck, Tara 1-1, everyone cried. I ran sexily down the stairs into the great hall while the portraits around looked at me scaredly. There was hardly anyone else in the stairs, and there was an atmosphere of horror. On the way, I saw Brittany laughing on the stairs. She was wearing a slutty pink shirt with flowers on it, a blue jean jacket skirt, Abercrombie, and pink stilettos. She looked just like a pentagram of those fucking preps, Hilary Duff and Lindsay Lohan. You fucking bitch, I shouted angrily. No, you're totally a bitch. Now Voldemort will totally kill you, she laughed. Crucius, I shouted selectively, pontificating my black wand, and she started screaming because she was being tortured, and I laughed sadistically. No, help me, please, Brittany screamed terrifiedly. I put up my middle finger at her. In her hand, I saw the video camera Snape and Lumpin had used to take a video of me. I put the tape of Voldemort doing it with Hedwig onto it. Then I continued to round down the stairs with the camera. When I reached the Great Hall, I saw Vampire Potter. OMG, Vampira, I yielded. We hugged each other utter happily. He looked at me with his gothic red eyes and spiky black hair. Around them were black eyeliner and eyeshadow. He was wearing a black leather Jackson, leather pants, a Panic at the Disco concert shirt, and his black Converse shoes. He looked more like Joel from Good Charlotte than ever. Did you hear their song, The River It Rocks? I was so worried you died, moaned Vampire. I know, but I'm a vampire, lol. When I woke up, I was back in 1980. So anyway, I bought Voldemort from when he was young with me. Where's Draco? I asked spuriously. Draco? You mean that fucking poser who betrayed you? Vampire snarkled with anger in his sexy voice. I know, but we have to find him, I said smarty. I'll do it then, Harry said angstily. Okay, I agreed. Suddenly, all the lights in the room went out, and then the dork Mark appeared. Oh my fucking Satan, Harry shouted. I think Voldemort has arrived, I said anxiously. Fuck, I have to go find Draco. I guess we should separate. Okay, Vampire said deapparatingly. Sadly, I ran into the Great Hall. Chapter 43. Author's note. I think after this, I will have about 2 or 3 more chapters. Thanks to all my reviewers, not das Flamers. If you flamed sis story, then you suck. If you flamed, then fuck you. I walked sexily into the great hall. It was empty except for one person. Draco was there. He sat there in deadly bloom in his black 666 t-shirt and his baggy black pants. He had slit his wrists. I felt mad at him for having sex with Snape, but I felt sorry for him. He looked just like Gerard Way with his red eyes and his pale white face. Draco, are you okay? I asked. I'm not okay, he screamed depressedly. I thought of the MCR song, and I got even more depressed because that song always makes me cry. I gave him a pot cigarette and he started to smoke it. Oh, Draco, why did you do with that fucking bastard Snape? I asked tear-dully. Draco began to say, but suddenly Lupin and Mr. Norris appeared into the room. They didn't see us. I'm so glad me and Snape were freed, said Lupin. Damn, this job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking students, Mr. Norris agreed. Pop Adulum, I yielded angrily, pointing my wand at them. No, Lupin shouted as chains came on him. Mr. Norris ran away. You fucking perv, I said, laughing with depths of evil and depressedness in my voice. Now you have to tell us where Voldemort is, or I'm going to torture you. I don't know where he is, said Lupin. Suddenly Satan and Vampire ran into the room. Vampire didn't know who Satan was, really. Oh my Satan, we were worried about you guys, Vampire said. I looked sexily at Draco with his gothic red eyes, with contacts, black t-shirt that said 666 on it, and pale skin like Gerard Way. Vampire with his sexy black hair and red eyes just like Frankie Euro, and Satan, who looked just like Brandon Urie then. I selectively took the caramel from my pocket, and then I began Frenching Draco sexily. Lupin gasped. Draco began to take off all his clothes off, and I could see his white six-pack. Then Vampire took his clothes off too. We all began making out together sexily. I took off my black leather bra, my black lace thong, and the rest of my clothes. Everyone took their Glocks out, except for me. I'm a girl, lol. Oh me Satan, Draco, I screamed as he put his hardness in my thingy. Then he did the same thing to Harry. I began making out with Satan and he joined in. Oh S, cried Vampire. Oh Vampire, Vampire, I screamed. Oh Satan, yelled Harry and please Zor. Lupin watched in shock. We took turns doing torture curses on him, because we were all sadists. Suddenly, a big black car that said 666 on the license plate flew straight through the windows, and Snap was in it. This is the final chapter. Are y'all ready? Chapter 40. Author's note. Well, I have nothing to say, but everyone stop glamming, okay? If any gothic people are reading this, then you rock. OMG, I still can't wait for the movie. Tom Flatton is so hot, lol. I hope Harry will become gothic, cause me friend told me he is really emo in this book. OMFG, I'm leaving W pretty soon, can't wait. This will probably be the last chapter until I come back. She never returns. That's me car, shooted Draco angrily. But suddenly it was revealed, who was in the car. It was Snape. I shall free you, Lupin, but first you must help me kill these idiotic Donterheads, he said cruelly from the car as it flew, circumamemsizing above us. Ebony, Darkness, Dementia, Ravenway must be killed. Den, the Dork Lord, shall never die. You fucking prep, yelled Draco, then he looked at me sadly. I forgot to tell you, Ebony. Snape made me do it with him. I didn't really have sex, but he's a rapist. We all put our clothes on quickly, except Satan. We were so scarred, but Satan didn't change. Instead, he changed into a man with green eyes, no nose, a gray robe, and white skin. He had changed into Voldemort. I knew who thou were all along, he cackled evilly and sarcastically at me. Now I shall kill thee all. Thunder came into room. No, please don't kill us, pleaded Vampire. Suddenly Willow, Bull Eddie Mary, Diablo, Ginny, Dracula, Fred and George, Hagrid, McGonagall, Dumbledore, Sirius, and Lucian all ran in. What is the meaning of this? Dumbledore asked, all angrily, and Voldemort looked away, because Dumbledore is the only wizard he is scared of. He did a spell, and suddenly his broomstick came to him sexily. Volksmort flew above the roof evilly on his broomstick. Oh my god, Slugborn ghost. Get it? Because I'm gothic? The Dark Lord shall kill all of you, then you must submit to him, Snape ejaculated menacingly. You fucking preppy F-slurs, Sirius shouted angrily. I know a 4-letter word for dirt. Cruciatus, screamed Harry, but the sparks from his only hit Draco's car. It fell down, Snap quickly crawled out of it, and picked up the Cydio camera. Oh my fucking god, I cried because the video of me in the bathroom, the video of me dong it with Draco, and the video of Satan doing it with, if you kill me, then these videos will be shown to everyone in the school. Then you can be just like that gothic girl Paris Hilton, he laughed meanly. No, I screamed. FYI, I have a depictor of you doing it with Lupin. What's she talking about? Lupin slurped as she sat in chains. I saw too, she's gonna show everyone the picture, Harry shouted angrily. Shut up, Lumpkin roared. Foolish ignoramuses, yielded Voldemort from his broomstick. Thou shalt all die soon. Think again, you fucking muggle poser, Harry yelled, and then he and Diablo and Knave will both take black guns! But Voldemort took out his own one. You guys are in a Latin standoff, I shouted disparagingly. Acco Neville's wand, cried Voldemort, and suddenly Neville's wind was in his hands. Now I shall kill thee all, and Ebony, you will die. He made lightning come all over the place. Save us, Ebony, Dumbledore cried. I cried sexily. I just wanted to go to the common room and slip my wrist with me friends while we watched Shark Attack 3 and Saw 2 and do it with Draco, but I knew I had to do something more important. Abracadabra! I shooted. That's it. That's the whole story.